My name is Linda Martin. I am a retired education administrator. I have reinvented myself into a fiber artist. And I so much enjoyed this aspect of my profession. Developing young minds, having young men quilt and not be ashamed and be enthusiastic. Having young women realize that sewing is more than putting on a button or doing a hem. I am so excited to see that we are developing young minds to be creative with their hands. It's not always technology. It is sometimes just getting a few things that are old, a few things that are favorites, and putting them together. And that's what the quilting is about.
She has all this energy and a wonderful presence, and she's a good teacher. So that's how that happened. And so I went in twice. My first time I went in and showed them some of my work. I also showed them how to do French knots, another way of tying. And I said I love doing French knots because sometimes when I do faces on quilts I use, and I've got hair, I use these little French knots, and it reminded me of when I was younger, when my mother would take elastic bands and just rub it around, and I'd have 50 million of them in my hair. So I taught the kids how to do French knots, and they loved it. They got it right away, and so they started using French knots to put their quilts together. Because you can do tying, you can do the actual quilting with the sewing machines, or you can use French knots. And sometimes the French knots with all those little tiny, all kinds of colors, you know, they've got very, very excited about it. And I was just, in one session, not even the whole class, in probably half an hour they had it. They had the French knots and they're sitting there, and the boys, I love to watch the boys, they were doing it and they were just very, very excited. So I was able to share my life with them, talk about me as a quilt artist, bring in some of my my artwork. And then the next time I came, I just did a total class for them. And had snacks with them, and they were just a wonderful group of young people.
I asked two students to make a panel, an extra panel, and they were not aware of why I asked them to make an extra panel. I did it because one student I felt showed more enthusiasm in the classroom, and this is a shirt with his panel on it. So, Donovan?
This is a student that did the group work and beyond. Hold on, Donovan. I want you to look at your principal, and so she can say something to you about doing beyond what is expected.
Donovan, job well done. You did a wonderful, wonderful job. I'm so proud of what you did. I remember when I was a young girl growing up in Jamaica, we used to learn to sew, we used to learn to knit, and all of these fabulous things that you're being exposed to right here, these are things that we did. And I, along with others, have taken it into our future. I still love to sew. Once in a while I do my curtains, I do dresses, I do a variety of things. So I hope you will take this into your future, because this is where your profession starts. Okay? So you might become a lawyer, you might become a doctor, but you always have something else that you can go back on. Okay, so congratulations, nice work, nice job. And also to all of you who have done your little pieces, I want to congratulate you for a job well done. You did very, very well. This is a very, very important skill that you're learning. These are important skills that you're learning. And please pay attention, right? Learn all that you can, because you are going to be very, very grateful for what you got from these classes. Okay? Good job. Very nice.
You have one more. Speak to her about the changes that you have seen in her since she started this program.
Definitely. Well, I can definitely say that Shannon has learned commitment and how to stick with something and follow it all the way through. She's learned how to be humble too, because she wasn't necessarily perfect at it in the beginning. So she stuck with it, and she would just keep trying. Even when she was at home, she'd ask like about little things so that she can practice. She showed me little knots that she learned how to do and things like that. And to see like the finished product here, I think this is amazing. I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of the school too for offering this program, because this is a skill, like you said, that you can carry on forever, whether you're fixing your pants or your curtains, or you become a designer or whatever. Like, this is a very useful skill, and it just teaches you creativity, and you can expand on our history as a culture and in our family and our generations through quilting, and I think it's awesome. I think it is awesome.
Quilting session. I had them sign my quilt because I am so stuck in history. I love who I am. I teach my children, and I've taught other children to respect who you are, to remember your history, and to look forward so that you can be someone else's history. Quilting has been an art form that other nationalities have used, and I understand that, but the slaves used it to announce all kinds of events, births, deaths, birthdays, and just housewarming gifts. And so I wanted to keep that tradition going. I didn't know where I wanted to go with it, but I knew that I had to learn quilting because that was part of my history.
Could you step up? What did you get out of the class that you're going to always remember?
I learned to be fair with people and how to sew and how to have fun.
Okay.
Definitely.
Could you step up and talk to us about what you learned in your jewelry class? I know it was only one, but what did you get out of it?
Incredibly talented jewelry artist Jackie Bright came in to teach the children through jewelry. They learned the cultural significance of jewelry making and made pieces that expressed who they are as well.
I learned that in jewelry class that you could have fun and like make stuff and be artistic.
All right, you're artists. You guys are now artists, and you
Yes.
have to own that.
Because we know education is something we must have in order to be successful and to come back to our community and teach our children.
I know that I owe my ancestors, and I know that I owe my future, my children and my grandchildren and the generations to come. And I do what I do to try to ensure that my past and my future are connected. That my past has a respect, that my future has a respect for my past. And if I can help connect that, that's one of the reasons why I'm here.
Culture is critical. Too many of our children don't know where their roots are. Do not let anyone tell you you can't, because you can. Always remember that. When you're challenged and someone says, why are you doing that? You'll never be successful at that. Listen to them in this ear and let it come out that one. You can be whatever you want to be, but you have to work at it.
They need proper funding. They need funding that's going to bring in quality teachers, supplies. You gotta break that cycle of thinking that these are children who can't perform. And they can. I am so glad that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s name is attached to this school. And you don't know how proud I am to know that I was born and raised in Hartford. I attended Hartford High. This used to be Weber High School. But I am so glad that education continues to thrive in these walls. Thank you for the opportunity.
Fantastic.